How do you sustain a business? This video is part 2. How do you sustain a business? Part 2. In part 1, I mentioned 5 practical facts that you can make as an application to running your business. That is part 1. How do you sustain a business? Now this one is part 2. How do you sustain a business? And in part 1, I mentioned all of those practical facts to sustain your business, and I said strong foundation. 2, I said operational efficiency. Then 3, I mentioned marketing and sales. 4, I mentioned newest innovation. Then 5, I mentioned culture and team building. These I added all of these things to make it part 1 in that video that I created. Please, you can go to JLBs and Co Management Consult on Facebook to watch the part 1 before watching the part 2, so that you can understand all of these things on how to sustain a business. Now we are going to take the first one, which is build a very strong foundation. Strong foundation. What do we mean by strong foundation? I am not telling you that why running the business. I am saying before you start running the business, you might have built a very strong foundation for the business. A very strong foundation for the business. Building a very strong foundation, I am talking that before you start the business, you might have gotten a very solid business plan for the business. And a business plan is a road direction, is a map that is directing you. This is how you have to operate the business. This is how you have to manage the business. This is the principles that you will use to run the business. These are the procedures that you will use to run the business. And these are the various steps in which you can use to run the business. So if I may ask, before you start your business, do you really have a solid, comprehensive, detailed business plan for the business? It's part of the foundation of your business. Then 2, you have to build a very unique value proposition for the business, in which, and that will differentiate your business from others. For example, this is your business. As you are operating and managing this particular business, others are managing and operating the same nature of business, and the structure of your business, others have the same structure of your business. Then how do you now differentiate to have a unique value proposition? How do you now produce your product to be different from other people that have the same structure and the same kind of business with you, that will make customer to patronize to come to your business compared to others? That your product must be bought. It has to be unique. It has to be unique. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Then, building a very strong foundation for your business, financial management. Money is the backbone of every business. Money is the blood of every business. How are you going to streamline the financial management of your establishment, of your business? Do you get that? So this When you put all of these things together, you are building a very solid foundation for your business, in which you can sustain the business through the various stages of the business. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So building a very solid foundation for your business, it requires you to have a solid business plan, unique selling value proposition, financial management, legal requirements, and others in order for you to build a very solid foundation for your business. Please, I'll appeal to you to like, share, drop your comment below this video for me to know what you are thinking. Thank you.